So far we have discussed about, we were discussing about the latitudes, we have discussed about the characteristics of the latitudes, we have discussed about the important lines of latitudes, that the 7 lines that we have discussed. Now we will discuss about the uses of latitudes, that how we use these lines of latitudes. So if we talk about the uses of latitudes, the very first thing is to find the location of a particular place. To find the location of a place. How do we find the location of a place? When we have started discussing about it, I gave you the example that these lines of latitudes and longitudes works as in the same way as we draw the x-axis and y-axis on a graph paper. So this line of latitude gives you the value of x. Lines of latitudes are the horizontal lines. X-axis is the horizontal line. Suppose this is the point A and we have to find the location of this point. So how do we find out? We will take this point. We will take this point. So the address of A will be x, means the value of x and the value of y. So here this line of latitude gives the value of x. That means it gives one coordinate. If you have noticed it somewhere, when the location of a particular place is given in terms of coordinates, how it is written? 10 degree north, 14 degree south. Somehow in this way the location of a particular place is given in terms of coordinates or on the basis of lines of latitudes or longitudes. You must have you must have seen this thing maybe in some serials or in the movies, if you have noticed this thing. So if not, then you can watch it. So this is the way the address of a particular place is given. So here this gives you the, sorry, not the south, here it may be east or west. So this gives you the value of the x-axis or the one coordinate on the basis of which you can find out the location of a particular place. The next important thing is to measure the distance of a place. The first thing is to find the location of a place. The next use of lines of latitude is to measure the distance of a place. Now, how do we measure the distance of a particular place with the help of lines of latitude? We have already discussed that the 1 degree of angular distance is equal to 111 kilometers. So suppose if the latitude of the Mumbai is 19 degree. Here, what is this? This is the x coordinate. This is the angular distance. 19 degree north means it is in the northern hemisphere. If it is already written here north, that means it is towards the north of the equator. So what we need to do, if we need to find, We know that the equator is at 0 degree. So the distance between the equator and this place, Mumbai, is 19 degree. Now, how to calculate it in terms of kilometers? 19 multiplied by 111. So, it will give you 2109 kilometers. So, the actual distance between the Mumbai and the equator is 19 degree. This is the angular distance, and in terms of kilometer, it is 2109 kilometers. Let's take another example. Suppose Delhi. The angular distance here is 30 degree north. Why? Because we know that we are living in the northern hemisphere and both of these places are in India. So the value here will always be towards the north of the equator. Again, the angular distance is 30 degrees Celsius when we have to calculate it in terms of kilometers. So 30 multiplied by 111. Why 111? Because the 1 degree angular distance equals to 111 kilometers. So simple unitary method we apply, and the distance between the equator and New Delhi is 3,300 kilometers. It is 3,300 kilometers away from the equator. So this is the way we can measure the distance of a place. Here we found the distance of these two places from the equator. Suppose if we have to find out the distance between the Mumbai and the Delhi, and only the degrees are given, 19 degree and 30 degree, we will convert that into the kilometer. And in this way, we can also find the distance between the two places. It's not necessary that we can find the distance of a particular place with respect to the equator only. We can also find the distance between any 2 points, between any 2 places given on the surface of Earth. So this way, these lines of latitudes helps to measure the distance of a place. Now we will discuss about the next use of lines of latitude, which is very important, and it is that these lines of latitude divides the Earth into various heat zones. Now what are the various heat zones? Let's discuss. The third use of lines of latitudes is that it divides the surface of the Earth into various heat zones. Now, how it divides it into the heat zones? Actually, whatever the lines, the important latitudes that we have learnt, these heat zones are divided with the help of those important lines of latitudes only, and that's why those lines of latitudes are important. And these lines of latitudes divides the Earth into different heat belts. The line of latitude indicate the general climate. What is meant by the heat zone? When these lines divide the Earth into various heat zones or heat belts, it indicates that the general climate of that particular region. Means it will not, if we are talking about a particular zone, if we are talking about a particular belt, the climate will not show a very sharp change. More or less, the climate of all the places lying in that particular belt will be same. So this applying the principle of heat zone or thermal zones of the Earth. So the latitudes enable us to divide the whole into the climatic zones. Now, what are the different climatic zones? Again, for the climatic zones, we will have the climatic zones in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So, there are 3 climatic zones. Again, this is the equator at 0 degree. The 3 belts or the 3 heat zones are the torrid zone or the tropical zone, the temperate zone and the frigid zone. So we have the equator. Now here usually we draw the curve, but here for your understanding I am drawing the straight lines to represent the lines of latitude. This is Tropic of Cancer. This is Arctic Circle. The values will be 23.5 degree north, 66.5 degree north. Again here, the Tropic of Capricorn. And the Arctic Circle. The values will be 23.5 degrees south, 66.5 degree south. So first we will talk about the torrid or the tropical zone. This area. If we talk about the northern hemisphere, from 0 degree to 23.5 degree north, and if we talk about the southern hemisphere, 0 degree to 23 degree and south, means the area between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn is known as the torrid or temperate zone. Now, what are the features or what are the characteristics of this particular area? This area, which is lying between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, mark the limit of the torrid or the temperate zone. It is also called the temperate. Why? Because this is the very hot. The areas near to the equator are hot, and as we move from the equator towards the pole, the temperature tends to decrease in the both hemisphere. So we can see that this is the area, this is the belt which is lying near to the equator. In between there is the equator, and immediately after the equator here in the northern hemisphere as well as in the southern hemisphere. So this particular area is the hottest zone of the earth between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So this is our first heat zone. Now we will talk about the next heat zone that lies between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and Tropic of Capricorn and this is Antarctic Circle. Here means this particular area and this particular area. This area is known as the temperate zone. This is tropical. This particular area, which is represented like this, is known as the temperate zone. Now, what is the characteristic of the temperate zone? The area that you can see here between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle and Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle. Here the climate is moderate. Climate is moderate means it is neither too cold nor too hot, because this particular area not too close to the poles, neither too close to the equator. As we talk about the Earth, why Earth is a suitable planet for the life? Because it is neither very near to the sun nor too much far. Means it is situated at such a distance from the sun. This we have learnt in the chapter 1, that here the temperature or the climate is moderate. So same is the case for the temperate zone between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle and Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle. Here the climate is moderate. And the last one, that lies between the Arctic Circle and North Pole. This region is known as frigid zone. Here the South Pole, this region is also known as the frigid zone. Why? Because it is near to the polar region, and we know how the kind of climate near the polar region, that it receives the slanting rays of the sun. So the temperature recorded here is very, very low. So in this way, these lines of latitude, especially the main latitudes, the important latitudes that we have learned, divides the Earth into these 3 heat zones. So this is also one of the very important uses of lines of latitude. So what are the 3 uses that we have learned? The first is to find the location of a particular place. It gives one of the coordinates. Second is to find the distance between the 2 places. If we know the angular distance between the 2 places, we can find the distance between the 2 places in terms of kilometers. And the third important use is that on the basis of the main latitudes, the whole surface of the Earth is divided into the various heat zones, which helps in determining the climate into various heat belts. So these are all the uses of the lines of latitudes.